We are streaming live on Facebook, YouTube. Therefore, you would want to stay in touch and stay tuned to Clock TV and get interactive with us throughout our conversations. We have the motivational quotes. Please stay. It's now motivational quotes, and I have with me here Clement Yabonkwe to help me with today's motivational quote. Hello, Clement.
Hello, B.
How are you?
I'm fine.
I like your print.
I like yours too. You look so beautiful.
Yeah, you're repping Ghana.
Yes, today we are going to discuss about fashion. So we need to give the preliminary about
exactly.
fashion. Exactly.
I wanted to take a 360, but I'll do that later.
You have to.
I'll do that later. I'll tell you I'll do that later.
It's all about
Please,
fashion.
Let's get on to the business of the day. Please give us our motivational quote. So what do we have today?
Yes, so as you know, we are in a Ghana month, and everything is about Ghana. And today I'm going to give the motivational quotes in Fanti.
Take us out.
In the Ogwa Finfi Mantomo. Now, Ogwa Finfi Mantomo, you will proverb by your friend in some arm painful can. What's in there? Say, it's na a dufado, is the brofera, a burino, no wood to na for, na one or so.
My word.
It's na a dufachedo is a brofera, a burino to na for, na one or so afo. Brofer is popo.
Oh, okay.
Brofer is popo. And it's when you're eating popo, by the time you finish, that's watery thing on your lips. That is one. And a dufache is a tree that has been cut down for quite long. It's when it's very long, a dead tree. You see watery substance in it sometimes. When
like it's rotten.
Just rotten. So when you sit on it, by the time you realize, your dress will be like, it's a wet. And when you stand up, you look so dirty from behind. So in life, you're just trying to tell us that in any decision you take, you need to be very critical. Especially as we're in Ghana month. Every citizen needs to pay attention to anything you do because we all want to contribute our quota to the development of the country. Don't do things thinking that you are doing it at anyhow. By the time you realize, it will come back and hurt you. That is why Fanti says it's not a dufachezo, not easy brofera. Igbo reno no wood to nafo, na one or so afo.
I wish I could translate this into the Ghana dialect, but I'm so sorry. I'll do that next time. But what I picked from what you said is that there's always a repercussion to your actions. Exactly. So you would just want to be careful about what you do.
Sure.
All right, so that's it for our motivational quotes. I hope you reflect throughout the day on this particular one. Up next is the online print review. Please do stay and enjoy. This is the online print review segment, and I welcome you once again. If you just joined us, this is the KOKO Digest Morning Show, the online print review segment, and I have here with me Nanaya Asari and Peter Insia. Hi guys, good morning.
Good morning.
Men in Ghanaian prints, good morning once again.
Good morning, good morning. As always, we are up and then we are
and
grateful.
tired.
Yes.
All right. We are almost into the weekend, and I know most of you are stressed out, back and forth at work and all that. What are your expectations for the weekend? Much rest.
Well, let me not talk about expectations, but I'm actually from the how do you call it, on Tuesday, the budgets that we actually had, it's sort of maybe not only me, but it's energized a lot of youth. It's sort of given us something to look forward to in the upcoming months, or let's say periods. So now the budget is drawn, it's left with the implementation.
Yeah.
When you have a good plan without any implementation, then 1.26 and loss,
right.
as we may call it. Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's sort of maybe energized me. I'm actually looking forward to what is going to actually happen over the weekend and all that. So, yeah.
In fact, I was expecting the youth to take a thank you tour in all the regions, just thanking President John Dramani Mahama for making his promise come through. Peter, your expectations for the weekend?
Okay, so like he said, the country is getting interesting after the budget was read, and so most of Ghanaians' expectations were met. Others too still have some questions. And then, like you said, the 10% tax has been scrapped off, but it's left with the implementation. So we are looking forward to that. And so until that happens, we are not resting. We are still, probing to find, detailed informations. And then one interesting thing about the minority saying that they did not implement the betting tax.
That's raised a lot of concern because the youth are saying they were deducted. So if you are saying you never implemented to even deduct in the second place, then some investigation should go on.
Exactly.
Who really took the 10% tax from the winners?
So I had a conversation with...
Wow, why did you say Do you bet?
No, me personally, I don't.
Okay.
But Peter, you said you had a conversation with...
some few people I know have been betting.
Oh, I see.
And they actually
it's not from your caucus.
No. Yes. And then they told me that when it was implemented from the onset, they saw some deductions. But as time goes on, they didn't see that deduction. But then most of them were saying that they were not winning. And so I went online to check GRA's, reports on the betting, and I realized that as at 2023 October, they brought out a report about the total number of the total amount accrued from the betting tax. And so I was asking myself questions: where is that, issue coming from that they did not implement the tax?
Yes. So the reason why I said was because when we decide to politicize everything, then we end up shooting ourselves in our own foot. If you had just kept quiet and you had gone to sit down, it wouldn't make the minority so unpopular.
One of the minority members, he's pleading on behalf of those who came to hold the press conference.
So that is, when you actually talk and you politicize everything, I mean, it's in GRA's how do you call it, annual reports.
Yeah.
It's in their report.
So the evidence is there.
Yes, the evidence is there. Ministry of Finance themselves came out and said that this is how much they're expecting to recoup. After the very first few months, we saw Ken Oforiatta coming out to actually come and even say that we've actually recouped or maybe got such amount from
as revenue to the country.
So if you end up going back and then going to say that we never did it, that there are two types
They said they are sorry.
of the betting tax and all that.
It's a slip of tongue.
So when you go back and you come and you go and say all these things, then you're shooting your own self in your foot. And politics is about scoring political points, right?
Yeah.
Right now you're in opposition. What you have to do is try and put yourself in the best position that you maybe sort of score as much as political points, win the favor of neutrals, because we can actually see that the level of victory for the NDC in this past election was landslide. It was very massive. So if you are sitting back and then you are tickling your own self with feathers and then you are laughing and you expect us to hail you for it, then unfortunately, it looks as though if they continue on this same trajectory, then they are going to be where they are for quite some time. If you don't tell yourself the truth, come on, guys, we need to go back to the drawing board. We had the majority of Ghanaians on our side. We had the Ashanti region on our side. We had this on our side. We had, these are strongholds. We've fallen down. Let's go back to the drawing board. Let's see what we can do better. Let's see how we can win back the youth. What kind of, because right now it looks very gloomy for if the implementation goes as planned. So yeah, that's where we are.
In fact, the press conference was highly anticipated. Yeah, I was watching our stream and in the comment section, the way the minority was very quiet throughout the reading. Someone messaged us that I think there will be a presser after. And it surely happened. It surely happened. We want to go through quickly to the...
I think there will be another press at 10 a.m. today.
10 a.m.
To address some
today.
At Parliament House. So yes.
From minority. So, they have a lot to say.
Yeah, they have a lot to say. Well, this is the first time that, if I may, this is the first time that we've not seen, the first time in a long time, we have different nicknames for budgets. We have the Enudaswo. We have had like a lot of nicknames, but this one was actually straight to the core without any nickname. That means your mom be there, grow.
Yeah. That was English language. I was like,
so it looks as though this particular budget, without its nickname, is going to be quite popular for some time. When you look at the kind of strategies that they used to sort of maybe replace the revenue that they are getting from betting and the likes and the e-levy and all that, you realize that this is something that was looking at us in the face, and then we could have just made ourselves a little bit popular by doing this, but we didn't do that. So I mean, let's hope and see. Let's hope and pray that this time around the political class who I'm choosing my words carefully.
You have
calm
to.
Down and then,
you have to, or you'll be served.
And then make sure that the right thing is done. So,
One thing I really loved about it is the reintroduction of the road tolls, and I think our roads are not well, and Ghanaians are complaining to the government. But those on the streets, you have to do your due diligence. You don't think so? Because if you are walking on the same path and you've created potholes, you have to pay for the maintenance of it. So I think it's good.
And then one thing that also caught my attention is the fact that the minority leader was talking about the 24-hour economy. That did not say anything about it, which of course Ghanaians, the youth, are looking forward to. But
they said they will bring a very detailed
policy on that.
Yes.
And then this is to also tell that Ghanaians are descending. The politics of old is not currently. Ghanaians are descending, and then they know what is at stake. And so those days, the political gymnastics, they have to stop and calm down. Yes, Ghanaians are really descending.
They have to go back to the drawing board.
Yes, Peter used the right word, political gymnastics. One day you are swinging towards this way, another day you are swinging towards the other way. The road tolls being reintroduced, and now we have to look at how feasible we can actually make it. Whether it's going to be linked to, looking at the traffic-free systems that we had in place when the road tolls were taken away. So it's sort of the road tolls maybe being taken away improved the quality of life for some people, not in terms of maybe for drivers, maybe a little monetary value was retained, although not much. But then they would also say that it saved them some time, because when you are going to Kaswa, you don't have like 4 people or 5 people sitting in booths and then taking 50 pesos looking for another 50 people, taking one city looking for 50 pesos for you or taking 100 cedis and.
But that freed the road a bit. But
yes,
the
so
potholes will cause you to retard in your speed when you get to a point. In
that is true. So what we saw was that what we were told was that when they take out the road tolls, right, there was a trade-off between road tolls and then e-levy. So that was what we were
exactly. I remember
e-levy was coming to sort of
replace
the revenue that was gathered from road tolls, and the revenue that was gathered was not even as much as the e-levy revenue that was gathered, because the e-levy is sort of controlled. It's everyone, you have like proper data and statistics for that particular one, so it's controlled, if I may put it that way, or it's confined in a certain sector that is easily collectible. It's easy to collect without maybe incurring a lot of costs. So now that they took that away, we're expecting to see that roads will be better and all that. Even when road tolls were still introduced, we still had potholes. When road tolls were in
the maintenance was still
we were still having issues on road maintenance in Ghana. We were having feeder roads not being. We were having our major roads still having potholes. Highway authority complaining about lack of funding. Contractors complaining. So it's not as though the road tolls are supposed to come and heal the problem that we were having.
Some part of our wounds will be healed.
The e-levy gathered more money than the road tolls. So if we're serious about fixing those woes, then we should have in some time past. But it's still there. So let's hope and pray that with the introduction of the road tolls, there will be a system that will sort of make our lives better. For instance, if I'm going and maybe my car is registered while I'm paying insurance, then they can actually find the average of how you use
how frequent you
and then they maybe charge you 10 cedis, and then in addition to that, so when the number of times you pass, I mean, they should have a
system. It should work
in every car. That's maybe when you're passing, it sort of reduces, and then these entities will go around checking whether you have your card, the balances on it, and all, so that at least we can move forward without being in traffic. Because if you introduce road tolls and I'm going to Kaswa and I end up, instead of now 1 hour to Kaswa, I'm spending 2 hours or 2 hours 30 minutes. Then you sort of taking me aback. Although you've abolished e-levy and all that, the quality of life is still down. So you need to manage this particular situation very, very well.
And then over the years too, it has been proven that taking taxes electronically has been very effective. So reintroducing it electronically would actually help to go a long way.
So maybe the government
digitalization,
the government can come and see Peter and say for a little bit of consultation, because reintroducing road tolls in a digital manner, in a digital form, should be the way to go.
It's not far-fetched because we have our system, our names and everything in the system already.
Yes.
So a government helped us, and we have to move on from there.
So I mean, with this particular thing, right? We have our Ghana cards. We have we have our ECOWAS cards. We have driver's license. We have every vehicle is registered under DVMA. So me being a data analyst here, I can actually tell that we have something, or maybe we can have a primary ID that you can actually use to and we know that if your car is registered in Ga West, based on where you are living, is registered in Ga East. I mean, anywhere that you're living, and on the number plates and all that. So once we have that particular data in a database, then we should be innovative enough to find ways to actually collect road tolls without there being physical road tolls. So every car, irrespective of the fact that you're applying routes where there are road tolls and all that, you bear a little burden on it. Whether that is going to be introduced as an additional levy on maybe fuel and all that's also another way that you can do that. But I mean, there should be some way to sort of curb this.
Hey, there's a way out, and they'll find that. quickly go through the front page of the Daily Graphic. We want to see what has trended and what are making the headlines there. And the first one says that Mahama Cares launched medical initiative to support cancer, kidney, and heart patients. I want to read a bit of that particular story. The Ministry of Health has launched the Ghana Medical Care Trust Fund, also known as Mahama Cares, and inaugurated a technical task force to oversee its establishment. Launched in Accra yesterday, the initiative of President John Dramani Mahama aims to provide support for individuals suffering from cancer, kidney failure, and heart-related conditions, among others. So that's a good one. I really love this. He promised and he has delivered.
He's launched it.
He's launched it. Oh,
He's
but
not delivered. Let's wait, and then I'm very careful when I'm doing this. He's on the line of actually.
I'm trying to borrow the words of the finance minister.
Yes,
He said it.
so he said it is delivered, but this is on another level. We saw that getting to the end of I think getting to the beginning of how do you call it? I think on 2nd December last year, we saw that there was free dialysis.
Prior to the elections.
Prior to the elections, free dialysis was introduced by the Baumia group or Baumia
administration.
Initiative. Yes, Nanado Dankwa led administration. Free dialysis for everyone, and then they brought out statistics and all that, saying that we have means to take care of it, we have this and that to do and all that.
Okay.
So that was on one part. So now, but when it comes into the practicality of how that particular one even went through, just from December, after December 2nd, so I think December 7th, very effective. Because we had elections coming up.
Yeah.
But right after that particular period, until maybe now, a lot of people who have kidney issues are still paying for dialysis, are still sort of maybe paying for dialysis and carrying costs in that particular field in relation to that. So if you launch things, that's what I'm saying, that if you launch things, it doesn't mean you have delivered. Because we've seen the launch, we've even seen it in operation for about 3 or 4 days, and then went back to square one. So
I would say that the government may not be able to do all, but with the likes of Ibrahim Mahama and all other stakeholders who have joined to this cause, I think the country will move forward with the support to these particular health issues.
That is very true, but you know, there's no free lunch in Freetown. So
in a mousetrap.
So not that it's a mousetrap, but remember that these people, these philanthropists, are also businessmen. So in the long run, it's hand go, hand come. So you have to say it without the perception of thinking that it's going to be free. Although we know that they are well capable of actually doing that for free, because we've seen them extending medical help, medical services to other people for free, if I may.
All right.
I'm also looking at it from the time of the launch. It means that, like you rightly said, if it had been maybe latter parts of the year where we are about to go for another election, there I would say that it's kind of political, but I think that it's something he has really worked
about.
Yes,
on his
sure.
It was part of his manifesto, so I'm not so surprised. But the people who are put in charge of these things, like this revenue allocations, is my issue. How do we ask them to account for all these things?
So if you listen to Dr. Ato Forsen, Kasiel Ato Forsen, he came out and he said that now the responsibility to issue out budgets and then defend them and all that will be placed on different sectors. So for instance, he's not coming to give out a detailed sports sector allocation report. So it's going to be dependent and on all these other sectors, and they will be called to Parliament to do that. So I think that's a way to sort of maybe you've allocated funds and then you're decentralizing the being controlled by the way the people that are in charge control it. So now we are going to hold each sector minister accountable, each committee in Parliament accountable for the expenditure that is being incurred. And now that is also going to transcend into maybe better results because it's being sent. They know the actual need. So if we come back here again and we are talking about these things, lack of implementation and lack of misappropriation of resources and all that, then we know that the blame is not only going to the finance minister, but then it's going to trickle down to the sector ministers who are responsible for that particular allocation. So that's one thing that we'll be paying very much attention to. That is one thing that will be citizens and not spectators of.
Exactly. And I love the fact that he has brought different experts to take care of this particular initiative. So we have healthcare practitioners, we have legal practitioners, then we have financial experts. I think he is good when it comes to forming committee and knowing who to do what. So I think with this particular one, it's a good thing, and we are hoping that, as he said, so it has started well.
Peter, before you come in, another reason why I think Dr. Cassel Atoforsen is.
He's saying Cassel, I'm saying Cassel.
Because he mentioned it himself that he's Cassel.
All right.
He was named after an archangel, Cassel. So that's one thing that we'll have to maybe talk about.
That's our savior.
So another thing another reason why I think he's going to maybe be more successful this particular time is that he's gone through the ranks. He's really gone through the ranks. So, you know, we have people who have not been through the ranks, not knowing how Parliament does their business, and were placed in certain finance positions. For example, the previous Minister of Finance, who was into investment banking and brought straight into finance. And we saw the effects that it trickled down on our economy. But this particular time, Dr. Cassel Atoforsen has been, since 2009, when Professor Mills was in power, he was part of the finance committee, rose through the ranks.
He's capable,
yes,
and he will deliver.
Yes.
All right.
That's how we're going to.
No, we are limited with time. So this particular story continues at page 3 of the Daily Graphic. We also have Gold Coast Refinery Lords Ghana Gold Board Initiative. We also have budget response to business communities concerned. This particular one, I think, is good for Ghana, and I love the fact that the taxation and all that, everything has been put in place. So let's see what happens. So this continues at page 13, and Ashanti region outages caused by faulty underground cables. Electricity here. And it's at page 13. This is by Energy Minister telling Parliament that Ashanti region outages caused by faulty underground cables. So we have to dig
down.
We literally have to dig deep to solve the problem.
All right, we are limited with time on what we have on the online, but you have something for sports today.
Sports yesterday. Those who watched the Champions League realized that Real Madrid sailed through once again by beating their rivals Atletico Madrid on penalties. It was an interesting one. A controversial penalty was disallowed, and it found the back of the net, but the referee said he saw the player kick it twice, so he disallowed that too. But the communication to the stadium wasn't really done and all that. So at the time we finished, the penalties finished, and we thought it was going to continue. Real Madrid players were jubilating and celebrating at the time. So that's something that we need to talk about. And then also Arsenal still through also to the quarterfinals of the.
Hey, Arsenal. Charlie, the way Arsenal was against Liverpool.
Well, the way Arsenal sailed through against.
I know an Arsenal fan, and he can sit and watch Liverpool. Hey, I said, hey, but why? Let the people be.
I'm sure that Arsenal fan is very bright. So.
I think he's an Arsenal fan.
Please, we are not mentioning it. Peter, you have something for business.
Yeah, so today in the world of business, as part of the 2025 budget today on the business segment with Pakwesi Akraba. He will be having an in-depth analysis on the budget allocations right from the agriculture sector throughout with some experts. And of course, Nanaya will be there. And so viewers cannot miss this one on the business segment.
All right. Yes. Okay, so we are expecting that particular insightful discussions there with the financial. You want to,
conversations.
We are on our online news, and I want to read quickly what's happening online. And the first story says that teachers in the Kasena Nankana West District of the Upper East region have organized a large protest calling for the immediate removal of District Education Director George Boyong. Get this right. They have accused him of misconduct, intimidation, and incompetence. The teachers claim that Mr. Woyongo has been making arbitrary transfers, issuing promotions without justifications, and taking disciplinary actions without following proper procedures. During the demonstration in Paga Apuri, Albert, the district chairman of the Ghana National Association of Teachers, NAT, alleged that the director has been mismanaging educational resources, intimidating staff, and neglecting the welfare of teachers. So, there's a story trending, yeah. So when it comes to the education system of Ghana, the district director on the hierarchy is on the top. So with your people getting agitated about your affairs and everything, and these allegations are strong: misconduct, intimidation, and incompetent. There was an interview for him, right?
Yes, there was an interview. I want to take excerpts of that particular interview, and this one was from the leader of the protesters. He said that our director is a tyrant. Our director is a god who must not be entertained, who must not be left to destroy the district for us. As we are speaking, the very teachers' unions in the not having good relationship with the director. How can we have better education for our children? So that the end bit is what I'm saying. So what I want to actually say about this is that when issues are on the top in these cases and we don't pay attention to them, they end up trickling down to our education system. Upper West has been one of the regions that has been on the upcome in terms of quality education delivery for kids, for the younger ones, especially primary education. And we see that in the northern sector this time around, there is going to be an improvement of educational systems, Upper East, Upper West, and even Savannah, Northern. Looking at the let's say, when every president comes, they like to fix their homes.
Exactly. So Harina Idrisu
and all that.
Do justice
so we'll do justice to that. Yeah. So now, if the main issues of these teachers' unions, the director general, the words that are being used over there are very, very strong. And this from the leader. It says that our director is a tyrant. Our director is a god who must not be entertained, who must not be left to destroy the district for us. As we are speaking, the very teachers' unions in the district are not having a good relationship with the director. How can we have better education for our children? That's it. So they formed a group called Aggrieved Workers. That's the protesters. So now they are saying that George Woyongo should be removed, and his appointment so when it comes to these particular issues, whenever we are seeing that there are a lot of maybe agitations from the teachers, from unions and all that, one thing that you have to do is maybe call for an arbitration, call both parties, sit down, let's right or iron our wrongs. But
I'm sure subsequent meetings have been held before this particular massive protest.
Yes, so before there are steps to take before you actually embark on protests. And when you look at the outcome of that particular protest, the educational system and then the teachers and all that, all of them coming together to actually come and do that, the numbers were alarming. So it goes to show that there are serious concerns being raised over there.
Right.
So it has to be looked at.
Okay. Peter, quickly, 2 minutes.
Okay, so this issue is very serious, and I would like to acknowledge that Mr. Oyongo's, behavior is highly.
If they're alleged.
If they're alleged.
Yeah, it's true.
It's true.
Yes.
Yes, and so I think this one falls under the Ghana Education Service, under the. And so they should just launch an investigation to find out whether these allegations leveled against him are true, so that they will find the right, means to resolve this issue. And then even the story, if you read further, they go on to say that he has been using government given to him to, go on his daily activities, using it for his own private, work. Bad. He uses the car to distribute water and a whole. I think this is a major concern that the Ghana Education Service should launch, an investigation into the matter to find out.
There are strong words. Let's conclude with this particular one. There are strong words in this particular story, and then they have actually threatened a strike if this particular one continues. They say that we are in the 21st century, and solidarity will never be shown only at the graveyard, but at our various workplaces. When any of us is being intimidated or maltreated, we have to move to show solidarity. Today, we are showing solidarity to our brother and our sister. That's interesting. Their colleagues have been reinstated, but they have been left behind. We are all here because of our brother and sister. Touch one, touch all. So they are threatening a strike, and to say that if their teachers in the Upper West region, the Kasana and Kana West district, to be precise, are saying that if the Director of Education, that's George Woyongo, is not removed from office or maybe taken to another place, then to actually go on strike. And we know the detriments that strikes come with, especially now that Clotag is on strike. We know that a lot of people are looking for birth certificates and all that, but they can't get it. So business is on hold. A lot of things that should be moving are not moving as planned. So,
but a person is always innocent until proven guilty. So as you said, investigations are to be.
I also want to add up that the district's, education director is not responsible for promoting. We make recommendations. And after making the recommendation, GS is up to GS to approve.
We'll follow up on this story.
Most of the time, they approve based on your recommendations. So it's like because it's decentralized to the district. That's why the director, the district director, is supposed to be responsible for those recommendations. So if you abuse that particular power to recommend and not to recommend, if his investigations show that he's abusing those powers, then it should be looked at.
That means he has corporates, he's not alone.
Definitely.
All right,
Definitely.
So let's move quickly we are limited with time. We want to move quickly to our second story, and this is about the Energy Minister. The Energy Minister, John Jinapo, announced that the West African Gas Pipeline Company, that is the WACO, has cut its gas supply to Ghana to 60 million standard cubic feet per day because of an unpaid debt of $20 million. And I quote, as we speak today, WAPCO has curtailed gas TMM, that is million standard cubic feet per day. That's the measurement because of an outstanding liability. That's the statement he made. He stressed that again. Despite the reduced supply, there will be no load shedding during this time. So we have an assurance there, though there are challenges, large or huge debts.
I think I would stand to disagree with the Energy Minister on this. And so you see, so it has been reduced to, initially they were giving us 90 million standard cubic feet per day. And now 60.
It's 60.
And now 60. So you can see the difference. A difference of 30, deficit of 30. And then already with the 90, we were having, issues there and there. It wasn't stable. And now that it has been reduced, for him to tell us we shouldn't worry, at least there's a call of concern. We should be worried. So you see, Ghana's peak demand is expected to be around 88 megawatts. But the average power generated peak periods is only 3,188.12 megawatts. leaving a deficit of 429.88 megawatts to 599.88 megawatts. So this deficit already is causing, issues. Coupled with
so you think you should bring out a timetable or what?
Oh yes, it should.
This particular timetable issue, he's actually gone on to say that there wouldn't be any.
That's what he said, but Peter says he disagrees.
I disagree
so
because of the deficit.
So also, Honorable Andre Japamesa also came out to say that's the Deputy Minister for Energy, came out to say that that's in January earlier this year that all our plants are running to full capacity. So maybe with our plants running to full capacity and the limited or the gas that we are having in supply, we import power to other parts of maybe some
of the Western region.
We export power to them. So if we are going to maybe sort of renegotiate those contracts and
so
all that.
We're looking internally instead of here.
Yes, but then
exporters is very good.
Usually when
great
it happens
revenue
like that,
from there.
Rather than affecting your exports, you rather look within and then sort of find a way, because you've signed bilateral contracts. Companies that cannot be sort of messed with. So even if our power is to its lowest low, we are obliged to export
supply.
First.
So we'll sacrifice to get revenue.
So because they are the ones that are
we are in
us
this together.
So Peter,
so I think that some of these things they are critical.
Saying there should be a timetable.
Yes, you shouldn't politicize it. The figures are clear.
Okay.
The deficit it's huge, coupled with the reduction from 90 to 60. Already the power is not stable, and so you should just come out and you shouldn't politicize. Come out clear.
Okay.
You should come out clear, because I totally disagree with him.
So part of his statement says that this is the official report I get on a daily basis, and so we are not shedding load. There's no load shedding, so we cannot publish a load shedding timetable when we are not shedding load.
He wants to wait and come and tell Ghanaians later that sometimes that's a typical.
When
you're thinking about figures here, it's clear. It's clear.
It might end up reducing, but I learned some of our plants don't depend on only gas.
But mostly we depend on this natural gas to fuel our plants for power. So like I said some time ago, this energy crisis did not start today, or it started way back.
But it's due to debt. So how can we clear this debt to have flow of electricity?
I think what he's been trying to say is that this is an inherited problem, but we are trying in as much as possible to solve it. Okay. So I think the energy minister, right from the transition period, came out and was giving out credible information to the general public concerning where our energy stages is exposed, or maybe trying to say that when we come and experiencing this, it's not because of us, but it's an inherited problem. But there are two ways to that particular one. Either you sort of project all the issues they are facing on the previous government and what you inherited, and then not manage the situation and say that or you actually find ways to actually solve this particular situation. And with the kind of complaints that are coming in, day out, if the information is not managed properly, so people would like to think more of the former, that or maybe more of the latter, I should say, that you are trying.
When you say former, I was coming to say don't.
We are trying to project the failures of your government or your particular administration to inherited problems, and it's although there may be some level of truth in there, it goes to also show that you came to solve a problem, and then we're still facing that kind of problem. So if it's not solved, then where are we going from here? So it has to be looked at very, very much. So that's my 2 cents on that.
All right. So that's it for our online print review segment. I did this with Nanaya Asari and Peter Insia. Later on the show, you'll be having Nanaya Asari join the main segment for discussion about 2025 budget reading. So please, you would want to stay through. Up next is is it lifestyle?
Yeah,
Or you are
lifestyle.
coming lifestyle. So it's lifestyle segment. If you love my outfit, this is by Amazing Grace, Rose Amazing Grace, and it's located on the street. So you would want to catch me up on socials, and I'll give you shout out. There'll be a discount for you. Up next is lifestyle. Please stay.
Hello and welcome to the lifestyle segment. Do not forget you are live on Facebook and on YouTube at Clock TV. Also, there will be numbers displayed on your screens. Do well to send in your WhatsApp messages and let's get interactive. This morning, our topic for discussion is the art of Ghanaian fashion through time. And I have with me here a fashion designer in person of Nana Batechi Ameyao. I am Ajoa Yeboaboatin. Let's get right into the discussion. Good morning.
Good morning.
Pasha to sing.
Nyami adum na onso.
Me hoye. Nana best fashion. Ana of
Nana ba apparel.
Oh, okay. That's nice. Me sure looking yeah and there won't that phone cry. And I will be casting here what Ghana month.
Yeah, that's why I try giving something cool. Your Ghana month at least. I should display a little bit of Ghana and
Everything
Africa. That's why you can see from
Ghana. Okay, so Nana Bampacho, wait me I can be Krafa. I want you to tell me something brief about your profile.
Okay. Yeah. Nanaba is a young, talented fashion designer.
Okay.
Which my fashion sense started when I was very young, and I made sure I say, me didn't come about anything about tailoring and how it's going to go. So right from school, we imagine me diving into it. So sometimes after school, I just joined somebody around us, no Pamade. So I just started from it. So after school, now that's what I got to do. So me diving into it, and that's where I am now.
Oh, so you already had passion for the
back then.
I
had passion, and it's that passion that has driven me till this far.
So how long have you been in this industry?
Oh, for now I can say probably 10 years.
10 years.
Yes.
And how has it been so far?
Amazing. You know, fashion and its business keeps on growing each and every day. So it has been amazing, incredible. We are doing our best to put the Ghanaian fashion industry on the globe. So it has been amazing.
All right, so as you said, fashion has been growing, and since the 80s, the 90s, during those times we had different fashion trends. So that time na enter in shemuno. Mejidi say na that time ni adwen say ya na yete so ana. But see everything is different. We are now looking more modern, more smart, more nicer. How would you differentiate between then fashion and then now?
Okay, I can say in the past decades, Ghanaian fashion was in a particular way, and it wasn't that growing faster like now. Now we are using a lot of means to put the fashion brand on point. Back then, you see, our dressing was like a man will be called like Bill, like 2 inches waistband, 3 inches turn up, and it looks like Bill. If it's not Bill and it's straight trousers, you see the turn up is very big, the waistband are kind of and if you can look at that one, there were particular people that really dress very different back then. They are the ones that wear those panties and those trousers. From the foreign ones, so some were wearing baggies and stuff. The women were wearing that ones with puff, and they'll have their afro on and stuff. But now we've modernized all of them and make it unique form. Like now, you see, we are wearing the same thing in a modern way.
So would you say social media plays a role in this?
A very, very vital role in that.
How?
Trust me, because now there are so many going on in Ghana now.
Yes.
So many things in fashion industry that are going on. And there are young designers that are doing amazing, bringing out the best in them. And the honest truth is, if it's not through social media, nanka yenya kwaya yebefa so I display what is in us. Do you understand? Because that's back then, Nana, you name Biansa, Oxford Boatemo, back then, Nana, get those works, Now you see, it looks like they have the scene, and I didn't know about it. There is no means for you to hear them like that, like now. The social media has created for every young entrepreneur and every young designer to look through and learn more, to exhibit and display what you can do best. So the social media has really, really, really blessed us, and it has really encouraged us to do our best in this fashion industry.
But don't you think that some way, somehow, the social media is also doing a bit of negative vibes into our fashion industry? Because you see, now, for instance, they are now dressing like we the women. How did it come up? Like then when you
okay, for that one, I would say because back then, freedom was not that free.
Exactly.
You understand? And now there is a platform that even your 10 passwords can make you get there through internet. Do you understand? So the reason all these things are showing, I could say that back then those things were there, but it was not showing like now. People were dressing differently back then. Our haircuts quite be do afro na ya trim kakra. We say carry hairstyle. Remember no mo ye punk na oma like oma die no oma trim na ya curls be. So those things were there.
Okay.
But because it was not showing like now, that is social media just pop it up.
Yeah.
And that is what you can feel like. And now we cut across because we are doing from angles to angles and play fashion in all ways. No,
okay.
We want to understand. Say, you can dress like a male can dress like a female, but not necessarily say a person portray like every male can dress like a female. You are just trying to show that it can be possible.
To me,
because I'm a fashion designer, I wouldn't say it's wrong.
All right. Okay, that's fine. So, can you tell me some major fashion events you have been to?
Oh, I've been to Glitz show before.
Okay.
Yeah, it's in a couple of them. Yeah.
But then, you will be Ghana.
Yes.
Fashion events.
Yes, fashion events goes on. Yeah. Let me say. Okay, I will say Glitz 1.
Okay.
And Ghana Fashion Week 2.
Okay.
And exhibitions on African print and it goes on.
Okay, so this month being Ghana month, do we have some fashion events going on this month?
Okay.
And can you portray Ghanaian fashion culture?
For now, fashion when it comes to Ghana month, I can say we've not really focused on Ghana month and trying to wear Ghana attire or Ghana print or we always wear them Fridays.
Yeah.
And so now we are still looking on that, not as necessarily say Ghana month. Definitely there's been shows going on, okay. But I just don't really want to believe say because it's Ghana month everybody should be wearing African print, but you can still wear because we are still wearing it every Fridays, and so I think that's what is going on. I think there are shows going on. There are shows going on. Yeah, definitely.
But do you think that we Ghanaians are really wearing our own?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Because as you said, on Fridays now who say be more African way, Monday to Thursday in the day. Yeah, already made now.
Yeah, to where I am right now, okay. The level I have come to understand this Ghana fashion and Ghana clothing and stuff, African print, is going on each and every day. We are trying our best. Ghana putting African print, Ghana print, in particular on the map, is really going on. That corporate ways, a idea she team that. But for now, we are changing a lot of things with the fabric. So, we are wearing it. We are trying our best to put it on mark. You see, marketing very well to me.
So, would you say culture has shaped? Say, culture, Asante for Achem for crime for ne can so more macano. A drew Ghana month now will be a try saying to your best share or no tribe staff Nissan Yaman.
For now, no, I have not seen that.
Okay.
I have not
would
seen.
It be okay to be saying that
based on how we are going and how things are going,
okay.
You can't wrap cloth. You can definitely do it, depending on where you are and what you're doing.
Okay.
Like if it is smoke, people are wearing it. Like people are wearing smoke to work, and it's normal, it's possible. And when it comes to the African print shirts and African print attire, people are wearing it. But as in saying, every tribe. What they really are, no, it's not going to be common unless maybe there will be an event. Supposed to go on, but for now, I could see say we are doing what we can do with the little and how it's allowing us to do. Like UTV say, especially you say. Now people are wearing the traditional clothes now, so they are displaying all cultures.
Okay.
They've taken this month to display all cultures, okay. And that one is how best we can get it.
Okay.
Unlike us unlike the people that goes to office, you can't wear and to me in front to me palogo in front or bank. You understand? So what you're doing is if what you're doing is demanding for it, I think they are doing it.
Okay.
They are doing it.
So let's come to your fashion designing work. How have you over time? Interesting now Oshasi, you know, BCNA in science bia bimana.
Yeah, in science kesiye abim. Fi say enamidi kind back then na yenya sources ni yenya idea and motivation na a little less. But now no dey you will means be brave, and there were a lot of people now you can go to learn from. A lot of institutions are there that are teaching fashion.
Did you saw videos be
Yeah.
Okay,
so those things are going on.
So let's take a look at those videos so that he can explain them to us.
Okay.
Okay, into BBC.
Yeah.
First na kasena kebe.
Oh, first you see there is a spirit behind any clothes you see for me. It's because it comes out passionately.
Oh.
Yes.
And so no.
There are two different things when it comes to tailoring. And conformably, people are sewing because they want to sew.
Okay.
But I think now there are people that are cutting it. People like us.
Okay.
And I have a couple of designers that I know. Okay. So the designing, it's there, but what you bring out of it.
Come up.
Yes. Yeah, something like this. I wanted to blend something like, flower something to, you see.
Oh, okay.
And see, all these things, you have to be passionate about it.
Exactly.
Passionate about it. Trust me. You have to really bring out your best.
Okay.
To get things like this done. There are a whole lot that, I think if they can display them, then I tell you, it's just amazing.
Okay.
You have to really be in the mood to sew.
Mbani dia no so obani one out.
Yeah.
You.
Yes.
Oh, nyami eshira.
That's it.
Oh yeah, dear pa.
That's it.
Say enye most times mbano epa mo mbanta de no more, but obem mata de na so look so nice. When so one out.
And so I made it.
Oh wow.
Yeah. A person like Prophet Atara, a lot.
So you have some big men you do so for.
Oh yes.
That's nice.
Oh yes.
That's so inspiring.
Oh yes.
Oh, F-pa.
Thank you.
Okay. So you say the KOKO International now.
Also in America no. Adwuma baby e dey ekono. Se mre dane ana wadane ho bi.
On sanwe dwuma so ye fa.
Thank you.
No die.
Yes.
No kwene nyame nim kofo be person ton be hye won.
It doesn't matter where you are.
Yes.
It doesn't matter. A person like Christy Brown. Ne shop wo Kolegono.
Okay.
Kolegono. But our map is so everywhere.
Wow.
So it's about the work and how passionate you are to deliver.
Okay.
Yes. So
this is so nice.
Thank you.
And can you tell me some unique stuff, the dresses you sew? Bibi wo hono ma okay, we say na efa. Who inspiration be wo we as I dey we ho ana?
Yes. Actually, this design was inspired by a man called Atokwamina.
Atokwamina nyame nim no ana say nti wo nko ana onim no. Okay,
Atokwamina, I don't know whether you know, he's a designer too.
Okay.
So I really admire him a lot. So most of those designs, it comes like whenever I see him coming, he's a very TikTok man.
Okay.
He comes with authority. So when he puts something like this on, I feel like it covers the atmosphere.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. So and he likes blending colors. He knows how to blend colors. So I decided that I will just copy a little from him.
Okay.
And make it unique.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what happened with that particular.
This one, I think you were saying something about it, but it went.
Yeah.
Into bit me to us one.
This particular design was on the media. It was very common.
Okay.
So I decided to do my own.
So you added
Yes.
a little touch
Yes.
to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
By making you feel the detailing of it.
Yeah.
The ones on the media, I can tell you what is on it, but
Because it's so clean.
yes, I wanted you to feel the coffee brown with a blend of black and the touch of gold.
It looks so nice.
It's just as simple as so you can define it if you wear it.
Wow.
That's why I didn't add anything again. Didn't do pocket, didn't give it anything. Just the simple.
Right. So all canina fashion. But person me who say, are you doing so well on the media? So business no. In Kofa posting.
Okay, so when it comes to fashion and it the media advertisement, it's not easy.
It isn't
at all.
Why?
Content creating in fashion and tailoring, it's not easy. Trust me, it's not easy at all. So you need a different source to help you project what you're working on. That's when it comes to the fashion business as a whole. It's not something like, though you see everybody is doing it.
Yeah.
Don't be deceived.
Really?
It's not that easy. It's not that easy. So blending this, and at the end of the day, what you're doing to go all out, sometimes you can finish and the time is due for you to deliver.
You wouldn't even have time.
You wouldn't even have that time.
I see.
Trust me, so you need another source. That is why I all the time applaud the big brands and how they are doing their stuffs. Yeah, so I will encourage everybody out there that if you have somebody that is doing this business, in fact, invest in them.
Sure.
Need them to see how best they're doing. Because finishing your product and putting it on the map for people to see, or on media for people to see, it's not easy at all.
So now we can say just from
you have to get people on board. When we are now we take pictures, now we're making sure that the pictures are clean. Now we're making sure say it's on, people are seeing it, you're promoting it and stuff. So
something easy.
No. If you see somebody branding himself or herself on the media, you have to say a very good thank you.
A lot of work is being
done. And you have to do it because now the social media is paying.
Exactly. Social media. Mimi say what are this
it's really paying.
Be in a birthday and meeting me as an only picture.
Yes.
Now what I say. Now so me who was social media if I say talk
yes.
Meaning baby a shop no inti baby a me hu a
any media no yeah.
But you say ya mon try kakra mind.
Oh, as for that one, we are all trying. Every designer, every young designer is trying. We are trying our best because it's really helping us. It's really. I've had a lot of customers and clients from this media something, and Abua.
Yeah.
Abua. A lot of people out there copy design. Especially if you post on TikTok, you go and see somebody have just saved it.
Yeah.
What favorited, that means what they are saved for one time. So it's just going on. And we are all trying. And I will encourage every youth out there that you are into this business to don't stop. I believe consistency is
better.
You will be better. You work slow, but work. Don't stop.
Okay.
If you stop, you just stop.
Yeah.
Don't stop. Even if the time is not there for you to take some pictures, the little pictures you can take.
Even after the person wears it, the person can just take.
You can just request a picture from the person.
Sure.
You can just tell the person to send you a picture and stuff. And I'm just encouraging everybody because this business, fashion business is expensive. So if you're out there doing it, try as much as possible to do your best.
I'm loving this conversation, but sadly we have to end. So can you give me your last words? Then I'll work out actual fans.
Okay, so to my people, you know how we do it.
Okay.
And we are trying our best to do our best. And I'm just encouraging all of us. We that young that we are coming on. I'm trying to encourage you to do your possible best in you. Don't stop. Don't just look at somebody doing well so you just give up on yourself. You just don't have to give up on yourself. like nobody's seeing, someone is seeing it. So don't just feel like people are not seeing your views, you are not getting views, or people are not calling you for watching TV. Do your best. Continue doing what you're doing and put out your best. I know one day, consistency will pay. So God bless everybody that is into fashion business, and just keep on doing your best.
And your location.
Okay, I'm in Kaneshi Pump Room, and my telephone number is 0201 729999.
Again.
0201 729999. And all social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, you can contact me from there, and that's it.
I hope to see you again.
Thank you.
Sorry. Right.
I want to say thank you to Mr. A.K. Kuto, Mr. Ato Kwamena, and Pose Clothing, Mr. Pose. They are the people behind my strength. I love them so much.
Wow, that's so inspirational. Fashion designers no will upload them just when who the good worker or more now we need so and yes
sure.
So that's all we have for today's lifestyle segment. Up next is the business the birthday segment. Stay tuned.
Today was your birthday. I heard today was your birthday.
And it's time for the birthday segment and our first celebrant. This is from Clock TV to Jeff, and it says, happy birthday on this special day. We just want to take a moment to celebrate you and all the incredible contributions you've made. Your hard work and dedication have left a lasting impact on our team, and we genuinely miss your presence in the workplace. This is from Mimi to Reverend Christopher Quay. Happy birthday, Reverend Dr. Christopher Quay, the head pastor of Kingdom Living Ministry. On this special day, we celebrate you and the incredible impact you have on our lives and community. Your guidance, wisdom, and unwavering faith inspires us daily. And that's all I have for you on birthday segment. Up next is the main segment. Stay tuned.
It's time for sports on KOKO Digest. My name is Nana Alsari, and once again, thank you for welcoming me into your homes, on your phones, on your TVs. You the best in the world of sports. Now let's take a look at the stories that are making up the headlines. Patrice Motsepe has been re-elected as CAF, and also he's appealing for African unity. And thereafter, we have the highlights of the Champions League, and then the fixtures for the upcoming games that will be coming or holding in the Champions League. Now, let's take a look at the stories in detail. Patrice Motsepe, re-elected as CAF president, appeals for African unity. Patrice Motsepe, the South African billionaire, is back at the helm of African football. He's been re-elected as president of the Confederation of African Football for a second term. Motsepe, known for his business acumen and ran unopposed in the recent election. His first term, marked by major sponsorship deals, a boost in the profile of the African competitions, has improved governance within CAF. His positive step, for the continent's football scene. Motsepe is calling for unity and collaboration across Africa, emphasizing that together they can elevate African football to new heights. Now, let's take a look at the highlights of the Champions League. And before that, we have a little pointers for you. And Arsenal completed a resounding 9-3 victory over PSV Eindhoven to move into the quarterfinal. They are going to face of Real Madrid. Borussia Dortmund also came from behind to beat Lille by 2-1 to reach the quarterfinals of the Champions League. Barcelona on their way to the Champions League quarterfinals as they have now made it 4-1 on aggregate against Benfica in the third round, in their round, in the round of 16 tie, I should say. Hurricane made history as Bayern Munich confirmed their own place in the Champions League quarterfinals with a comfortable 2-0 win over Bayern Leverkusen. Atletico Madrid's Julian Alvarez had a penalty dramatically ruled out in the shootout as Real Madrid edged out their city rivals to reach the quarterfinals. We have the highlights for you. Sit back and enjoy.
Musiala.